I wouldn't be surprised if any of the multi-millionaires or maybe multi-billionaires, I don't know for a fact, right, that are out there in Silicon Valley have somewhat of an underground knowledge or connection, for sure. So that's definitely one aspect of it. Another aspect is, hey, some of us have started picking it up again, right? Because we miss that feeling, we miss the general sense of being on boards, right? It brought us together before, IRC or chat or email and all of these things existed. And you've talked about that in your documentary. Thank you for that, by the way. But there are individuals who are extremely nostalgic about it. And so the software that I was referring to earlier, Amiga Express or Amy Express, is now being developed again. And so there's probably a bunch of, I'd say 2 or 3 dozens of individuals who put a BBS back online and still have, 20, 30-year-old software on there that probably, back then was hot stuff, not so hot today, and probably people don't care too much anymore, just to get that feeling again. Look, I've got fun memories of it. I loved it. I still love it today. It's obviously not what it was back in the day. But I look back to those days with great sympathy and great emotions, actually. Just back online.
As you've seen in this video, the BBS was the first platform that brought thousands of individuals together across the world to form an underground cyberculture. Some individuals just chose to consume, such as downloading the latest ODA wares, and some were creators, whether that was being a cracker, wares distributor, or something like making blue boxes to freak with. In many cases, a lot of people involved were simply pimply-faced kids or young adults that just liked to mess around on computers and make names for themselves that didn't harm many. But some individuals involved clearly had nefarious motives. That's all for this episode of Back to the BBS. Still to come, we cover the ANSI art scene as well as music tracker and demo scenes. If you like this episode, please check out the rest of the series so far, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much to those of you who have donated to the channel, both on YouTube and on Patreon. Your continued support really does help. See you soon for the next part of Back to the BBS. Okay, we're about to get underway with the live stream, so join us for that.
I can hear you. I've just got to try and figure out how to make the volume louder in Google Meet. Can you even do that?
Yeah, there's a... maybe.
How do you make the volume louder? Because it's really quiet. Settings.
Can you all hear me okay?
I can hear you fine, yeah.
Cool.
Why is that coming out really quiet? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I can still hear you. It's just this. What?
Hello and welcome along to the live stream. How are we all doing? I have with me Meatlotion and Kevin Blalock. G'day everybody. Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
This is the first time I've done this with people on a live stream in a Google Meet like this. So if it's not working, then damn. Damn. And if you would like to join us for the live stream, then please do so on this here. This is the link. It's meet.google.com/OHM-IQKS-HTX, this bit here. So yeah, the more the merrier, I reckon. Now I will resize this as well so you can see that. There we are. Excellent.
Good to see you, Al.
That was great. That was great fun. Yes, yeah. Kevin is Zylone.
Yeah, I can't get into my Zylone Gmail account for some reason. So
Yeah.
still have my old phone number attached to it apparently.
I'm trying to remember what my old phone number was from my BBS days, from when I was actually running a remote access BBS in MS-DOS. And I remember the UK phone code because I was in Scotland and the time I was in Edinburgh, so it was 0131. Then I think I was on Telewest, which was a cable company, which is I think has gone bust many years ago. 478 1541. I'm pretty sure that was the number. So if anybody's like got Google out there that they can search and see if like my old BBS is still like got some file.id tags kicking around somewhere, that would be cool. But yeah, excellent. I am so glad to have been able to premiere that this morning, and well, it's this morning here in New Zealand, and I guess it's quite late now in the UK, and I don't know where it is.
It's
What?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Yeah, it's a late night reveller, and I guess it's like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, something like that in the US, depending on where you are.
Yeah, I'm in the central, so it's 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Yeah.
5 p.m.
6 hours behind me.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, so did that bring back some memories, guys?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah. Yeah. I really...
That was a great video, actually. That brought up some things that I've totally forgotten about, actually.
Yeah. It's funny how you do forget about the detail of this. It was like the guy there had a photographic memory. Like he could remember the extreme details of everything he was going on about. It was quite odd. Just
Yeah,
how
that's impressive.
Yeah.
I can barely remember yesterday.
I think that's the same with me as well. I can't remember anything. I've got a brain like a sieve. So yeah, so it's great to have MRC on this as well. I'm just liking the fact that we can bring MRC, YouTube streams, and Google Meet all together in one thing. It's pretty crazy that it could actually happen. Streaming apps resource. I don't know.
Yeah,
who
that's
that is.
Cosmo.
Oh, it's Cosmo. Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Cosmo.
Hey, Cosmo.
Yeah, so I managed to get this the stream thing working just about. I think it's
Yeah, it's working all right.
it's smoke and mirrors, really, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Held together with bubblegum and gaffer's tape.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think this is doing okay for a totally impromptu sort of thing. I had not even set this up or anything like that. I hadn't configured it for a live stream or anything like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool that I managed to actually get it working at all. Okay, we got Death Row in the stream. Hey Death Row, how's it going? I think it's like awesome that you were able to participate because it was really nice to hear a Kiwi accent coming on because all the videos that I've had so far have obviously been British, American, French, Canadian, French Canadian, but mainly American, right? And then we've got this Kiwi as accent coming on, and it's pretty funny to hear. Basically, what now? I mean, obviously, I don't sound like a Kiwi, but I've lived in New Zealand for 11 years, so for me, it's like hearing everybody else speak. MRC is the bomb. Everyone should have it. Yeah, this hopefully this is a little advert for MRC. So if you're not on a BBS at the moment, then you should. And if you've been watching the Back to the BBS premieres or watching this stream, you should definitely be getting into a BBS.
100%.
Yeah, totally. Actually, Zylone, since you're on, tell us about Lord Zylone. Tell us about the Planet Caravan. Like, what's with the name? Like, what is the BBS? Tell us all, because it's new, right? It's a new BBS, right?
Well, yeah, I just I ran a BBS by the same name in probably mid-late 90s, and I had forgotten all about it, and so a little bit of a backstory. A couple weeks ago, my blood brother had come across something to do with BBSs, and I was like, holy crap, there's still BBSs out there, like.
How long ago was that?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, so I've been setting it up, like spending a retarded amount of time, like 20 hours a day, because I work from home. So just pounding away, setting this thing up. And I was trying to think of a name, and my brother was like, dude, wasn't your old BBS back in the day called Planet Caravan? I was like, yeah, it was. Which was a song from, I believe, the original version was from Black Sabbath or somebody like that. One of those bands. They had a song by that name. I don't even know what the song's about, but
I'm gonna have to Google this now.
Yeah. It's called Planet Caravan. And there's been some remakes or some covers of that song. I can't think off the top of my head.
Black Sabbath
covered that. Yeah.
There you go.
But, so I don't know. I was like reliving my childhood and like, yeah, I'm gonna set one up, and I'm a Linux sysadmin by trade. So it's like I could set all this stuff up. It's easy, and just fell in love with it all over again because of things like MRC, for example. It's like, wow. Or the fact that you can even telnet to boards. It's like, oh my goodness.
And so you've gotten all of this done in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just spending a ridiculous amount of time, like I said.
That's crazy.
Waiting for the stream to start earlier, I was about to fall asleep at my desk. I was like, I gotta stay up so I can watch the stream.
Nice. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm amazed that you've managed to get. Hopefully, your employer is not listening to the stream right now. So,
actually, my employer is pretty cool. Like, it basically they're the way they look at it is, as long as the work's getting done, I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
You know? So I've got 2 monitors. I do the BBS stuff on one and my work stuff on the other, and I just keep an eye on it. We're good. but like I was taught many years ago by the then senior sysadmin, he told me the best sysadmins are lazy sysadmins. What? What do you mean? He's like, yeah, because the lazy sysadmins automate everything. It is so true.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree to that. And I was a sysadmin back in an earlier life. But yeah, you just gotta automate all the things, right? And that's still true today. And anybody who says, "Oh yeah, you can automate yourself out of a job," is totally lying, because there's a lifetime of automation right there for you, right? So as soon as you've finished one automation project, there's another automation project just waiting to happen.
And then automation breaks, and you got to go. Hopefully, you commented your scripts well enough to understand what they were doing, so you can fix them.
Obviously running Al's Geek Lab BBS has been a lot of great fun for me as well. But going back in, I'm not a Pascal programmer, so I haven't been writing my mods in Pascal. Rather, I've been doing them in Bash, which I probably shouldn't have been, but it's what I know, being a sysadmin, and it's been so much fun having. Because the thing is, I haven't had a
Bash.
Sorry?
Nothing wrong with using Bash.
No, not really. But I guess I always wonder about the security side of things when you're running it. You connected it to a BBS. I haven't even tested yet what happens when somebody presses Control-Z when they're in one of my in one of my things like that. So yeah, can they get out to a shell? Can they, all that sort of stuff? So let's have a look here. What should I do? I'll do this is don't worry, I'm not going to give you a code run through, but this is my code for this CoinGecko mod that I've written at the moment for my BBS, and it does a top 10, and you can see it outputs to a Mystic ASCII file in there as well. So there's the pipe codes, the Mystic pipe codes, and I've just had Mad Dog, I think it is, Mad Dog on Discord make me some ANSYs for the mod, so those look awesome. So I can't wait to get them up and running on.
You're a tab. Oh no.
I'm a what?
You're a tab man. You're a tab man. I'm a double space man. Can't do tabs.
Oh, come on. No. Tabs, definitely.
Sounds tidy.
Tabs are the way, man.
Tabs, always tabs. God, do you know what? Probably the reason that I don't use Ansible is because I hate space. I hate YAML. I just can't stand it. It just does my head in.
I can agree with that. It's a great tool, but yeah, it's hard to.
Yeah, Oz has got it right. He said tab is for autocomplete. There you go. Oz knows the score. Double space for indentation, tab for autocomplete.
No! It's like next you'll be telling me you use Emacs.
What? No.
Low blows.
Get the dukes out. Yeah.
Although I do use Emacs shortcuts in Bash Terminal.
Well, I think most people do, right?
Yeah. I have got on my computer. I have got Vim keys enabled for the shell, but I still use Emacs shortcuts for searching through the history and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
But
do.
no, when it comes to coding bash, double space, 100%. Tab is just weak.
Yeah. I've kind of got myself used to set-ovi nowadays. I'm pretty sure that's in my bash RC, so I think I get the best of both worlds. You guys use that?
Which one? Sorry?
Set-ovi. Allows you to.
That's what I got on mine. Yeah, that's just your vim keys, isn't it, for your bash shell?
Yeah, so if
That's
you're
what I
like,
use.
you can use you can go back to the start of a thing like that, and you can use HJKL, and you can do CW to change a word and all that sort of crap.
Yeah,
Yep.
I do that. I just sub that in my .profile or .bash RC or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it just does it by default.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, I can't not have them device keys or vim keys. It's just so useful.
Yeah, yeah. Once you get used to that, you never get away from it. Polly says, "Are you all looking at the crypto mod? Cool. I wish I'd heard off the bash talk." Off the bash talk.
The bash talk. Yeah, we were talking.
Oh,
about
we can have a bash talk anytime, Polly. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
MHM Rule says this show is Leets 13345, if you will. I don't know what 13345.
That's the new school way.
I'm not late enough.
That's-
I'm not late enough for that. I don't know what that is.
It adds up to 7. 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 16. So you add 6 and 1 together is 7. I know that much. I'm not elite. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, no, I've never been elite. I've definitely never been elite. My BBS was called Purple Motion BBS, and the reason it was called
No
Purple,
way.
yeah. Do you know who Purple?
That's so coincidental.
Really?
For absolute, because for absolute ages, right? Okay, secret time. I'm letting out a secret here now, big time. My old handle before I was Meatlotion was PMT because I used to love Purple Motion so much that Purple Motion was like my idol. So PMT was my abbreviation for it.
So
That
my
was what I used to use for all my clans that I was belonging to and all my hacking groups that I was in.
wow.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, literally the reason that I was so like I made that I had a whole ecosystem around Purple Motion and the Future Crew. I just loved it so much that, you know, I actually made the bulletin board sort of named after him, and everything was in purple. And yeah, oh god, yeah, that was my color scheme. My ANSYs were all purple. I had this guy in Bristol, I think it was, who was very, very on the spectrum autistic, and he was an amazing ANSY drawer. I wish I could remember his name, but he would page me on my RA BBS at like 3 a.m. and tell me, and I think he would phone me as well, and he would tell me all about like mode 7 on a BBC Micro, and how it was the best. It was the best thing ever, and I was like, oh man, this is not what I need at 3 a.m. Obviously, I was a high school student at the time, so you know, it was not good. Yes, Zylone, that's right. T is equal to 7. Yeah, Lee is a llama. You got it. So how comes the BBS then? Is it the caravan is coming along well? I checked it out the other day. I was on it briefly, but and saw it was still in development.
Oh yeah, it's still a work in progress by far, but it's going pretty good. I finally got the menus kind of modified to where it's not just a big jumble of words everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I was seriously impressed, and and to learn that this BBS. I mean, look, you've got this little scroller down. I don't even know if the scroller was there last time. that I was in, but the login matrix was there. And I mean, the fact that this is a 2-week-old BBS is like insane. I've only got 5 minutes remaining. God damn.
Give him some more time, man.
Yeah, I know. So stingy.
Give him a leech account.
Yeah, I want full leech or nothing.
Do you have the Matrix password? No,
Fast.
there's not one.
How fast do you want to go, homie? I can't remember this either from the last one. There we go. Great.
Don't you save your you're using Netrunner, aren't you?
Yep.
I don't know how you do it in Netrunner. But in SyncTerm, you can save the username and password, so all you've got to do is press Alt-L and it puts it all in for you. Then we've got to type it.
Ooh.
I mean, come on. Or just use SSH and it does it for you. Anyway.
Yeah, no, and when you SSH into a BBS with Netrunner, it automatically puts in the username and password. You don't even need to type it or press the key. But when you're telnetting...
I like the idea of SyncTerm. I think it's great to have... SyncTerm of Netrunner. I like the idea of Netrunner. I think it's great that the Mystic has a telnet, a client that you can use with it as well.
Yeah.
But it's so far behind SyncTerm in terms of what it can do. It really is. I mean, SyncTerm is just leagues beyond it. Really is.
I guess my biggest problem with SyncTerm is copy and paste. That's literally
and you can do that in SyncTerm anyway.
You can, but not really in Windows. That's the problem.
Have you tried pressing Alt and B to go into the scrollback buffer in Windows, and then you can use copy and paste like you do in Netrunner?
No, I haven't.
No. Give that a try. It might work. I don't know. 'Cause I don't run Windows. I'm not a window clicker.
Oh man, you're really getting at me today.
Yeah.
Look, do you know why? Do you know why I run Windows right now? Do you know why?
I don't care, to be honest with you.
You do because the reason you should
run Windows.
All operating systems have their place. Come on now.
The reason I run Windows is to bring you the channel. That is literally it. Because Premiere.
I'm grateful for Windows for that reason, that we've got Owl's Geek Labs on YouTube, and you bring us all these amazing videos. That is good.
There you go.
But I'm sure you could do that with Linux. I mean, come on.
I started
Do it on an Amiga.
Oh yes, there we go.
I started with KDN Live. It's pretty limited. I used iMovie for a long time, and iMovie's good, but I reached the natural limit of what you could do with iMovie. So, like I was asking people like LGR, I actually asked LGR, I said to Clint, hey Clint, just name dropping there. I asked him, I said, look, what do you use, man? Because your quality is really up there. It's like 4K and like it looks really good, and you've got the effects and all the rest. And he said like there's only one option really when you get to this. It's Premiere Pro. So yeah, it's Premiere Pro. Cosmos says, yeah, easy. I run Windows also. Sorry?
Is it Bull? I don't know about pronunciation. I don't know
Bullware.
if I mess it up completely, but Mark Bullware says I use SmartTerm and copy and paste works great.
I have literally no idea what SmartTerm is.
No, me neither. Also, I'm sorry to say, but Cosmo has also said, hey, I run Windows. Sorry, man. My heart, I really feel for you.
Good.
Do you know, like the fact that I'm actually running Windows on my PC? If past me could hear me say that, it would like leap into the DeLorean, fast forward into the day when I actually said that and installed Windows 10, and come and punch the living daylights out of me until I actually gave up and installed Linux. This PC here does does dual boot. Don't worry too much. It does have a version of Ubuntu on it, Ubuntu Studio, and I run i3WM on it. So it's there. It's just not there.
Nice. Have you tried using Magiterm? They've just reminded us in chat. Magiterm is by APAM. So you could use Magiterm. That was
no, I have not.
Recent development for the scene. I've not used that myself, but I know lots of people use it, and I've heard lots of good things about it.
Well, it's not OpenSUSE.
Who?
It's not from OpenSUSE, the Linux distribution.
Is she single?
Sushi.
SUSE.
SUSE.
Oh, maybe it is SUSE. OpenSUSE software.
That's how everyone else pronounces it. SUSE. I've never heard SUSE before.
SUSE. I'm not German. What do I know?
Is it German?
Is it German? Look at that. There you go. Magiterm SSH. It's on the SUSE.
Cosmo says he makes no apologies for running Windows. You should, man. You should hang your head in shame. I'm joking.
Oh man.
Sounds like Susie for German. It could be sushi. I don't know. Maybe they pronounce the second S like a sh. Who knows?
So yeah, I will give this a shot. I will install this because it's specifically for bulletin board systems. I don't know if you guys can see that on the stream, but it says it's an SSH client for bulletin board systems, SDL based.
Yeah, APA made it.
Yeah.
Going back to your sync term though, have you tried doing the old Alt B for the buffer, keyboard buffer thing, or scrollback buffer it's called?
Do you want me to try that right this minute? Do you want me to try that?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God.
Yes, I do.
Right, which BBS should I try it with?
Anyone you like, the one you got loaded at the moment, maybe. Oh, no,
20 for beers. 20 for beers. Here we go.
Yeah, do 20 for beers.
Poly 420. It's your time to shine. Here we go. Crash.
Sushi, haha. Now on with sushi, says Zylone.
APAM wrote it, eh? Okay.
Yeah, APAM, mate. He's really good at writing stuff. He knocks stuff out all the time.
XQTR, I believe, also wrote a thing. It was like, I think it's called block term or something like that.
Yeah, I know he's written something as well, but I've never used. Well, I've never used either, to be fair. Sushi and beers, you know.
Sushi and beer. That doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about in the guts.
Sake and beer.
Yeah, it should be sake and beer. That's right.
So.
Okay, so I've got to take a bit of this text here, right? And then what? Alt B, did you say? Scroll back, right?
Just, anyway, now just press Alt B to go into the scroll back buffer.
Yeah, I'm in.
So wait till that's finished. And
it says scroll back at the top.
So yeah, just go to scroll back. So Alt B.
Yeah, done.
And then it should say like buffer flashing on the corners, and then you can just the video stream is a bit delayed, so you're probably doing it already. And
I am.
Can't see that yet.
Yeah. So I'm in.
You should be able to just drag the mouse across the screen, and then start selecting text as it's in scroll back buffer mode.
Yeah.
And if it's selecting text, then when you let go of the mouse button, it will be in the clipboard, and then all you've got to do then is press Shift and Insert next time you want to paste it, and it pastes it.
Look at that.
So
I think it's just a bit of a kludge.
It's a faff, yeah. It's a faff. It used to, and there is a way that you can get around it per bulletin board. However, it's not down to you as a user. It's down to the person that runs the bulletin board, because you have to add an ANSI code, which I figured out, to disable Mystic from capturing the mouse. That's what it is. That's what the problem is. Mystic captures the mouse, and Netrunner allows that because obviously Netrunner is part of Mystic. It's made by the same guy. But any other terminal application, it won't play nicely with it.
I think I need to eat my own words here, because I think I updated sync term recently-ish, and like I'm not even in the scroll back now, and I'm just selecting this text here, extras menu, and then I go to paste it.
Because I think, I could be wrong, but I think Paulie has used my ANSI code that I gave him to allow that from startup. So my board and Paulie's board, I'm pretty sure you can do that regardless.
All right, let's go back to Planet Caravan then.
But any other board, if they haven't got the ANSI code, then you'll have to do the scrollback buffer.
All right, okay. Let's. Oh, I need to go and sync.
It's like the escape code. So like Control V, then escape to bring the control character up, and then I think it's like open square bracket 1000, and then H or something like that. I can't remember the letter at the end, but that's what turns Mystic not letting it capture the mouse, and then the terminal can just handle it however it wants then. And I run that in my startup so that Mystic doesn't capture it at all.
Here's Force 9. I haven't been in Force 9 for a very long time.
Oh man, I haven't spoken to Brypuck for ages either. Gosh, I don't know what he's up to. He doesn't live that far away from me either.
Oh, yeah, true. Oh, I got bounced there.
Yeah, he lives in Essex.
Yeah.
Up in Forest, I think, around that area. So I was going to arrange to go and see him just before all the shenanigans with the lockdowns and the pandemics and stuff happened.
Well, I forgot my password. And I won't go at that bloody quantum wormhole BBS.
Oh, also, you should really turn that status bar off because that does not do any good for you.
I turned the status bar off and it didn't respect that.
Well, did you do it by default or on a particular BBS? Because you can do it by default or a BBS.
Right, so that's in program settings.
By default.
Maybe that might be it. Don't see it there. I usually do it by the item itself, and I go into here and I go hide status line yes. Oh, but look, it's respecting it there. Huh.
Yeah,
I haven't been into Xibalba in a while as well. Right, let's see. Select this text, configuration, and I'll bring up some notepad goodness. Well, what do you know?
There you go. Yeah, I don't have that status bar enabled for anything. I mean, I guess that was useful back in the day when people using modems and stuff and was worried about, I've been on a bulletin board for 20 minutes, it's going to cost me a fortune, etc., etc. But nowadays, we're using Telnet and doesn't really have any relevance, I don't think, anymore.
Well, all is forgiven, sync term. I might have you back in my life.
And the good thing with sync term, something that you probably don't realise, most people don't, unless they go on a board that actually uses it, is that sync term can handle multiple different fonts per same screen. Whereas Netrunner can only handle one font on the screen at the same time. So if you was to go, don't do it unless you really want to, but on my board at the main menu, if you push /mm, you can get a test of all the fonts available to you in SyncTerm, and it will show you multiple fonts on the same screen, whereas Netrunner, you do that and it just get one font. So I just, it's all about fonts to me.
Definitely. So I'm just having a look at the comments. Death Row says that he could put his BBS entropy back up and run it on a rented machine. Yeah, definitely do it. I run mine on a VPS, and yeah, no, it's Kevin. Yeah, it is. It's about $5 a month. It's nothing. It's really, really well worth it, and it gives it that sort of reliability. That people really kind of like having a BBS that's reliable.
I use Contabo for my BBSs, which I know you do.
Contabo all the way. I'm going to move mine out of the German data center. I've got two VPSs at the moment. I've got one in the US, so I'm just I guess I'm just nervous about doing it. I've done the rsync off the Mystic directory, and all I really need to do is point the DNS to the new one. I'm just curious if that's actually going to work.
Should do.
Yeah.
No reason it shouldn't.
I guess so. Well, then, fingers crossed. I'll just do it. I'll take it offline at some point, soon, real soon now. And
I mean, have you got the BBS running on the other VPS?
yeah, it runs.
To make sure that all the Python scripts and everything else works for you. As long as everything's working in terms of like when you log into it, it should be fine.
Yeah, it's Python scripts. That's true because it's a more modern version of Ubuntu, which comes with Python 3. And I think
you have to install Python 2 or fudge around with it to get that working again.
Maybe there'll be some Python 2 scripts. So there's probably a little bit more checking that I need to get done. But anyway, this Planet Caravan. Look at this. This main menu looks different again, Zylone, from when I last saw it. It looks pretty good. It looks very neat. I like it.
Thank you. To be honest, I pretty much ripped the idea of all the text from the underground. I like the way he had everything laid out. I told him, I said, I'm still in that layout.
He's got a great board, he really has.
He really does, yeah.
And he's a very talented artist too, really is.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Well, my artwork on mine is I paid for it because I have no ANSI skills, which I feel really sad about. And I hope I probably could do it if I had the patience, but I just don't have patience as well. That's the other thing. So
that's the hardest part. I'll do some art and then I get frustrated because nothing looks good, or so I think, and it's like I'll get back to it another time.
Yeah. So what's Polly saying here? He's saying he doesn't want to announce it all, but he needs to sandbox his BBS on his network. I think you just did announce it.
Yeah. It's live on the interwebs, dude. I don't want to announce it all, but I need to sandbox VLAN 20 on my network. That would be great video helper ML hijinks.
I'd use
an VLANing.
Oh, have fun.
Well, it depends on.
What's the reason you want to VLAN it, Paulie?
Yeah, and he hasn't heard Shibalba pronounced correctly yet. Yeah, so I thought it was like Xibalba because I don't speak Mandarin, or ancient Mayan or whatever it is. And
what? You don't?
Yeah, I know.
How could you not?
I know. Go figure, right? Go figure. And then I spoke with God damn, what's his name? Guy that runs Shibalba.
New Schooler.
New Schooler, of course. Spoke with New Schooler, and he's like, yeah, dude, it's not. I can't even say it wrong now. Ixai Balba or whatever I called it. He was like, no, it's Jimbalba. I was like, oh, okay.
Hey, you could have called it Tenny Balba.
Could have called it Rocky Balboa.
Speed of Roman numeral for 10.
True. So yeah, basically, I know how to say it right because I spoke with the source, and he told me how to say it right. So yeah, there you go. And then Polly says I'd use an offsite option, but I still stupidly and for 2 users. I don't know what he means by stupidly and for 2 users. Host 7 to 10 terabytes of files. Polly does have an awful lot of files on his BBS, and I was on 24 Beers last night. That's how recently I was on there. In fact, let me just.
Like the Jason Scott of the BBS scene. It's like archive.org.
It's insane.
BBS.com.
It is absolutely insane. He, I don't know. Are you okay? Hopefully, he's okay with me showing off some of his file bases here. But
I'm half expecting Paulie to one day come up to us and say, "Look, I've got a petabyte now."
Yeah, and I got busted.
Yeah.
For holding 90s wares. Oh, I forgot my password.
The fact that it was abandonware anymore.
I forgot my password. But I was on there, right? And I think the reason I was going to say this is because I got this feeling last night when I was going through all the stuff, and it was like old stuff, right? It was stuff like MS-DOS, it was demo scene stuff and mod tracker music, and there was just like some HPAV files in there as well. And I was just like, yo, this is like...
Did you spell password wrong?
No, I don't actually have it as password.
It's got 2 S's password. It's PASS.
Asshole. No, it's not password, but I can't bloody type it. Yay!
Or is this the one that you used God as the password?
Yeah. God, sex. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Rocket login. Blasting off. I love that. Yeah, and so the files it was unreal. It was just so great. I had such a good time. There was just so many files, and I got lost in it. And the girlfriend started complaining at me. She was like, "Attention for me now." And I was like, "Well, yeah, but look at all these files. Like, it's just so much fun." I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look. We have, like, so this is the HPAV stuff. Then we've got all this retro programming stuff. We've got DOS stuff. We've got magazines, mods. Back to the BBS, of course, is in here. Here we go. Back to the BBS.
Have you seen in the extras menu about that? Some idiot made some ANSI explanation tutorial.
Where? Oh, yes, I have. I know what you're talking about. Where's that? Somewhere. Meatlotion mods. This one? Is it in there?
Yeah, that one. What a jerk that guy was.
The art of text. I thought that was very good, actually. Zylone, if you don't know what we're talking about right now, you should download this particular zip file here. Meatlotion made a presentation a while back to sort of was it like a computer group or something?
Yeah,
like that?
So I joined, meetup.org, where you've got like people that have like groups that you might be interested in around your area. Well, I found a couple of like in air quotes geeky clubs, and I wanted to join them to see if I could try and promote ANSI art and bulletin boards and the text mode scene to people that were a bit younger than me that may not have known about it, or people that were as same age as me or older than me that may have remembered it but have forgotten about it. And I did a presentation on ANSI and ASCII art to one of the local geekery meetup club things. And it went down really, really well. I was as nervous as heck. I mean, I've never done like public speaking before. This is like first time I've ever done it. And you can tell, I think you can tell that in my voice, but it went down really well. People loved it, and it's a great help, I think. And the presentation I made as an ANSI door thing so that anyone can run it on their bulletin board as well.
I'm gonna go log in and download it right now.
Yeah, I saw you logging in there. Yeah, so he's got like all these CDs as well, like forbidden subjects. You may have seen that I had a little few excerpts of doing the file navigation through here on that last part 5. Polly was very good and sent me a few screen caps. But there's just so many dodgy things, but other stuff as well. Like, look at all these MIDI files. I mean, it's just, and we're not even halfway through the list of files here. I haven't gone through. I literally want to go back in.
Ask,
hey,
does Paulie have Canyon.mid? You know that the pinnacle, the
yes.
PS resistance of MIDI files. Is Canyon.mid in there?
Only one way to find out.
If it's not, I'm sorry, it's just no good.
Yeah, it's not. It is no longer an important BBS if it doesn't have Canyon.mid in it. It's scanning through. Look how long it takes to scan his file bases as well. Oh, by the way,
so much.
Look at that. He has canyoned up mid.
There you go.
So you're trying there. You're trying. You're thinking, man, we're gonna get Polly here. We're gonna get him. We're gonna denounce his bulletin board and say it's crap. But no.
Nah.
Canyoned up
I had
mid.
faith in him. I did. I had 100% faith in him. I knew for a fact that he would have it.
Oh, wow.
Best.
Canyoned up mid.
Honestly.
I haven't played Canyoned up mid since I had Windows 3.1 or 1.1.
Right.
That long.
Do you know, I dreamt about something the other night, about a week or so ago, and the theme tune that was playing in the background of my dream was that song. Don't ask me why. I don't know.
There's something wrong with you if you're dreaming
and
Canyoned
it
up
wasn't even
mid.
a Sound Blaster kind of sound effect or a Roland MIDI sound. It was ad lib.
We're gonna have to play it now, aren't we?
I guess. Go for it. Can you play it in ad lib style? You know, where the cymbals don't sound like cymbals, they sound like a wave crashing against the shore.
It says MIDI synthesis not set up. A sound font file is required for MIDI synthesis. Sad. And that's VLC. Usually VLC plays everything. So I need to get a codec. Oh,
Are you running Windows again?
Oh, I'm not going to hear the end of it, am I? I'm really not going to hear the end of it. You know, there's an easy way to do this. Canyon.mid.
I was going to say, someone on YouTube must have it already.
Yeah.
Just load that up.
Here we go.
Can't hear that now. Mark Bullware says yes. I can't hear it. Paulie says, but look at those pretty rounded windows. It's
Wow.
all about the radius corners, isn't it?
Wow. Just wow. That brings back memories, that one. That really does. It sounds slightly different. It sounds like they've got, whoever played this one back's got a bad MIDI synth. You know, like a bad OPL
might
chip.
be ad-lib. Might be ad-lib. I
Yeah.
can't hear it, but might be ad-lib.
Or you'll just have to play back the live stream.
Yeah, if the cymbal sounds more like the waves crashing up against the shore as opposed to a cymbal sound, then that's probably what an ad-lib sounds like.
I had a Mark Bower says it always sounded great on a Sound Blaster AW32. I remember the AW32. You had to be super rich to have an AW32. I
never had the AW32. I had a Gravis Ultrasound Max.
Well, they were pretty fancy.
They were the best you could buy.
Wasn't the Roland the best you could buy? Or was the Gus the best?
Gus was well, from what I was under the impression of, the Gus was the best, only because, right, the Gravis Ultrasound Max had the red circuit board. I mean, come on. Who wants a green circuit board in a computer when you can have a red one?
Well, the best I ever managed was I think it was the Sound Blaster 16, and it was the full fat version. Yeah, it was it was a good card. It was the full fat version as well, none of the cheeky Vibra crap that came the years later. You know, the plug and pray sort of stuff.
Yeah. Didn't have the 3D holographic sound like the Gravis, but you know, there was decent cards. Sound Blast was decent. There was loads of clones.
You kids in London, far too much money, you know. Us poor people in Glasgow, you know. It was probably a hand-me-down card at the time as well. I remember, I'm pretty sure I got a knockoff 486 because I had a 486 SX. That was what my dad ponied up for back in the day, and then I found out that SX meant crap, and it had
16 megahertz.
no coprocessor.
SX for sucks.
Yeah,
SX
sucks.
for sucks.
Yeah, and no
It's all
coprocessor.
about DX.
Yeah,
At least you had an Intel. I had to have a Cyrex DLC40.
no, my own machine that I had after that was a Cyrex, because I thought like, oh, Cyrex is like 486 DX4100, and everybody else was like DX266 Intel, and I thought, shit, man, I am in now. I have the business. I've got like basically a Pentium, because Pentium 66 had just come out, or Pentium 60 or whatever, and I thought, shit, this is it. I am like pretty much up there. And then, you know, it was comparable, even though it was a 100 megahertz DX4 rated, it was comparable with the Intel DX266. Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, Paulie says that he had an SX and went for Cyrex 2 on the cheap, baby.
Yep,
And
that was me.
And I agree with that. And Oz also said IRQ conflict. Oh man, I remember those so bad.
Yep. Well, I mean, I've got videos on my Geek Lab channel showing how to, you know, get past an IRQ conflict and jumper settings and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's a real doozy. It can really get you.
Yeah, they can. Gravis Ultrasound though, going back to the Sound Blaster Gravis Ultrasound thing, I remember I don't know how I managed to get it, because I got it in like April or May in 1993, and then in about August 1993, I think, when Assembly 93 was going on, and then I managed to get hold of Second Reality demo literally right after an hour of it being released, and I heard it for the first time in 3D holographic sound, because they programmed it for Gravis Ultrasound as well. It was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And that's where I fell in love with Purple Motion and Skaven for the music stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, it was. You know, I think I had a friend who was really rich, and towards the end of all of that, he got the Gravis Ultrasound, but everybody else I knew had Sound Blaster, and I think one friend had a Kovox or something like that. It was really weird.
Kovox speed synthesis.
Yeah, it's terrible. It was compatible with literally nothing but Sierra games, and that was it. Yeah. 486s were nice, actually, Cosmo. You're right there. They were good. I did like the 486s. I felt like were solid chips, because the Pentium was a bit of a rush when it first came out, and it had the floating point problem with it when the first Pentiums came out. I think the Pentium 60 and the 90 and the 100 and the 133 all had the floating point exception bug in them, if you remember that.
I never actually had a Pentium. I literally went from 486 to A&D, I think it was.
Yeah,
Because the Cyrex 486, DLC 40, and then from there I had an AMD something which was like the equivalent of whatever the 486 the Pentium was.
I had everything. I took what I could get back in those days. I'm pretty sure I jumped between all sorts of different architectures. I had an Intel 486SX, an Intel DX33, then I went to the Cyrex chip, then I think I went back to Intel after that. I had a 133.
Did you ever get the math coprocessor with your 486?
Nah, I got the DX33 chip, which was a socket replacement. So what the SX came out in the bin, and then the DX went in instead, and it sorted life right out. And life was good. Doom ran a lot better. Rise of the Triad, and then I managed to pinch another 4 megs of RAM from somewhere, so I had 8 megs total. And then I got my graphics, my like Rise of the Triad. I didn't know that it had like sort of proper shiny 3D graphics in it. And then I put this extra.
Good game.
It was awesome, and it was such a piss take as well. The names were really funny. I remember like the name of some of the characters was like Ian Paul Freely, and I was like, "What, IP Freely?" Yeah. Like a game that really didn't take itself very seriously. It was lots of fun. KC-85 was the East German first kind of home computer. I know absolutely nothing about the KC-85. Yeah, I did have I currently own my first AMD, a Ryzen 5. Nice.
Did you ever play Hexen or Heretic?
I played Heretic. I didn't really get into the sort of gothic kind of thing, so I didn't really have a huge big. It wasn't a massive bit of fun for me. I didn't really. I was watching Blood as well the other days, and I installed something. I've got GOG on my machine.
Good old games.
Yeah, I've got it up. I've just put it up on the screen, and what was that I was playing? I really want to do a run through. It was really weird. I'd never played it before. It wasn't Biomenace. It was really weird. I was like, Shadow Warrior. Is it Shadow Warrior? Yeah, Shadow Warrior. Very bizarre game. You ever heard of that? I think it run the build engine, so it's basically the Duke Nukem engine.
Leisure Suit Larry, remember that?
Yeah. Lo Wang. Yeah, the character's name in this, the main protagonist in this game, his name is Lo Wang, right? Yeah. You look back on your youth and you go, you just got to look at these things and you think they don't get done like that anymore. They just don't,
They couldn't get done like that now, could they?
Yeah. Such fun. Death Row still has archives from the days. I bet you do.
I mean, even like Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Oh, BJ Blazkowicz.
Yeah. But I got a story. Like, okay, here's a story. So I when I first moved to Wellington, the city that I live in right now, I worked for a company called OSS, Open Systems Specialists, they were called, and the company shared a gym with a bunch of other companies. So I went to this gym, and there's a sign-in register at the gym. Everybody has to put their name in, and this guy signs in, and his name is BJ Chippendale, and I'm like, this has got to be a joke.
BJ Chippendale.
BJ Chippendale, like the man strippers, men strippers. They're the Chippendales, right? Right. So this guy's name is BJ Chippendale, and I'm thinking, come on, no way. Anyway, in the changing room, doing my thing in the locker room one day, and then this American guy, and he's completely bollock naked. Just set the scene for you here. He's in his 60s, he's grey haired, quite eccentric kind of guy, right? And he's talking politics or whatever in the locker room. In the locker room, I'm kind of like an in and out kind of guy. I don't like to really engage in too much conversation when you're, bollock naked with another dude that you don't know, right? It's kind of like the unwritten code. You just get on, you do your thing, you get in, you get out, and get it over with. But not this guy. This guy, he was very, very chatty, and he would be there all the time. And I figured out eventually that this guy, his name was BJ Chippendale. I was like, oh god, wow, this is starting to make sense. So his name was actually BJ Chippendale, and I thought, okay, fine, whatever. Thought nothing of it. Moved to the next company that I joined. So and I had a team of engineers work for me at this next job, and a lot of these engineers were off site at different clients, so I never really got a chance to see them. So I must have been in this job for about, I don't know, a good few months, like 3 or 4 months. And then I found out that I had, lo and behold, the guy that worked for me was BJ Chippendale. And I was like,
No way.
oh my
What
God.
are the chances?
The chances. Yeah, exactly. So for a very long time, I good old BJ was the guy that worked in my team with me. So he was,
That's got to be the longest running BJ going, isn't it?
yeah, and he had this sneeze, that would go on, and you could hear throughout the whole floor at the office. It was insane. Yeah, so there was plenty of BJ jokes.
I'm sure there were.
We have been chatting now, gentlemen, for over an hour. Do you know that?
Oh, goodness.
Is that all?
Time flies when you're having fun, hey?
Well, that's
Right.
right.
What have we missed here? And I haven't been looking at MRC for the last few minutes.
So in MRC, Zylone, or Kevin, has said, I have your ANSI presentation set up now on the board.
Nice.
Cybrain has joined.
Hello, Cyber Alias.
I mentioned about the video of the presentation on Odyssey as well. But Odyssey and Facebook, what do I say Facebook? Odyssey and YouTube had a bit of a problem earlier with Cloudflare. So, I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, Odyssey and...
Blame it on DNS.
Yeah, I think I did put on YouTube as well. But
Did I see right that Brian Lundukes decided to drop?
come out. Yeah, he has, and I don't blame him. To be fair,
What happened?
You saw it, but so what happened was Odyssey. They're like, you know, not YouTube, so freedom of speech and all that. But they went a step or about 50 steps too far, and every now and again they'll promote a channel and a video from that channel. Okay, just any channel, doesn't matter what it is, just like YouTube does. And there was some channel and a video on his channel that they promoted under the Odyssey banner from this guy saying about how you want to F his two girlfriends in the a-hole and do stuff to them, which was completely inappropriate. And they were just like promoting it on there under their banner as like their promotion.
I'm sorry I asked.
Freedom of speech is one thing.
Yeah.
But that was just promoting something completely unnecessary and completely inappropriate.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Sounds like it.
totally-
So that was
totally
the
understand
recommendation algorithm or something, was it?
Well, no. So that's the worst thing about it. It wasn't a recommendation algorithm. This was chosen by like the chief person who runs Odyssey.
Oh,
saying,
really?
We want to promote everybody, and this is what we want to promote. I'm
Wow.
paraphrasing a little bit, but essentially this was a human decision from a human that runs or has a lot of power in Odyssey. So Brian has completely, and it's such a shame as well, because Brian has been for the last 3 or 4 years, has been properly promoting Odyssey and really backing them, and even been involved with like
he went all in
promotions and talks and stuff. He was like for a long time the biggest channel on Odyssey, and for them to just do that, and Brian, right, you know, absolutely 100% correctly by saying, do you know what, that's not right. He's pulled out completely and has, you know, I think he's even deleted or going to delete all of his videos on it as well.
So I wonder where he's going to put his videos now, because he doesn't do YouTube. And
He doesn't do YouTube.
He
So
doesn't do
what he
YouTube.
said-
He doesn't do that.
What he said was because his main outlet for like his social media is locals.com.
Yeah.
And pretty much he said that he's going to be pretty much only releasing his videos on lungic.locals.com or his own website, lungic.com. That's it. And fair play to him. He's got 2,000-3,000 supporters on locals.com, and for the people that tipped him and support him on Odyssey, he doesn't need that many extras to support him to kind of break even on locals.com, you know.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing such a great job with the things that he does. He's got a great following of people. He's got a really, you know, this is just my opinion, no one else's probably, but I think he's going about things absolutely the right way. He's got the right attitude, you know, and he's properly nerdy as well, just exactly the way I feel and I think.
Yeah, no, he certainly works in very similar ways to me as well. I actually, last night I downloaded a thing from Paulie's BBS, which was him living
About
life
3 years back. Command line software tends to be a whole lot lighter.
He's talking about living life at the terminal, and I did just that. You know, basically, I lived my life at the terminal for a while as well, just to try it out, and I did it at work, and yeah, it was good fun. So I mean, he's definitely a guy who, although he's a Trump supporter, he's got very similar technical thoughts as me, I guess.
Hey, let's not get political.
I know. I try not to.
But whilst we're on the political thing, just to close it off, I do want to say, given all the options, I'm a Trump supporter as well. So
right.
There you go.
Well, I'm going to take it no further.
Yeah, just take it no further.
I'm going to take that one absolutely no further.
For him, regardless, but given the alternatives, he was the only option as far as I was concerned. Not that I could vote, because when I was in the States, I wasn't really a citizen, so I couldn't really vote anyway. But had I been able to, he would have been the one I would have voted for.
Best of a bad bunch, eh?
Yeah, totally.
So we got. Yeah, we've got Average Blocky on the chat on the live stream. Hi, Average Blocky. I'm just trying to see if the synapses in my brain can tell me who you are and whether I've spoken to you before. So I probably have. So my apologies.
AVG from that's got to be AVG from the ANSI scene. AVG.
Oh, of course, AVG. My apologies. And coming from Australia, all is well here in New Zealand, with the big exception, of course, Death Row has put me to the post there and saying that we are in lockdown, which was totally sucky, because we'd gone almost a year without being in lockdown, you know, without having COVID in our country, and then all of a sudden boom, we're back to square one. So we come out of lockdown, level 4 restrictions as it is, on Tuesday. So we'll go to level 3 on Wednesday, and I think Death Row is in the same situation as well. Unfortunately for Auckland, it's going to be another 2 weeks there. So
that's crappy.
Yeah. And I mean, whilst level 3 is better than level 4, it's still not great, because I mean, it probably means not going to work. You know, it just means more time spent on BBS.
Can you work from home though?
I can, yeah. I'm pretty lucky that most of my things can be done from home.
I bet lots of people can't though, and that sucks.
Yeah, loads of people.
Are going to get do you have like furlough thing over there, or whatever the equivalent is over there, where people can furlough? I'm not even entirely sure I understand what it means, but like people get furloughed over here, so like they get sent home because they can't work at work, but they get like a subsidy of money or something.
Yeah, there's a subsidy.
Make up some of their salary.
Yeah, subsidy. Yeah. So yeah, in terms of so Cosmo's asking if there's cases. There's lots of cases. I think there's not really. I think there's about 200 odd cases, or maybe 300. It's nothing in comparison to like the US or the UK.
Not a lot at all, is it?
No, but I think they're quite. In this country, they're pretty hard and fast. Like as soon as they got like one case, they were like, okay, everybody's in lockdown. Boom.
Probably the best way to be.
Yeah.
All or nothing, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, I think that.
One case, that's it. Shut everything down.
Yeah, because it spreads. You know, as soon as somebody's got it, it spreads. So, and it's proven to work before. So I think most of New Zealand has gone, yeah, okay, fair enough. We'll get behind that. We can live with it. Yeah. So it's good.
Mindsurfer has just said on MRC, changing the subject completely.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It uses Notepad++ via Wine on Linux.
Why? Why would you do this?
Oh, just you know what I was going to say that. Why use Notepad++ with Wine on Linux? Why not just use Vim? Or just Pico or Nano if you really have to.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
it's just a Notepad program. Don't or even
surely.
Gedit,
yeah, there's got to be better. Yeah.
Just use Gedit. Notepad++ does not give you anything else other than what Gedit can give you.
That's pretty bad.
Please don't use Notepad++ on Linux anymore. By the way, please just use Gedit.
I can't imagine how slow it must be going, like firing up all the wine libs first as well to get to the point where Gedit, where Notepad++ starts up. So that must be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Gee. Oh wow. Okay.
But Vim, seriously, right? Vim, people need to learn Vim keys because it's such a it just saves everyone's time if you knew Vim. And
I think
so easy to learn if
we
you
need
just
to
gave it a chance.
We need to go on a crusade or something, right? We just need to take our HJKLs across the world and teach everybody a bit of Vim. Once you get the grips of Vim, it's brilliant. Paul Hughes says Notepad QQ for Linux is great. Notepad QQ.
Where? What?
It must be like a Notepad++, but for Linux.
Notepad QQ.
I'm just googling it now.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it either.
I use Vim.
Just to be sure, I use Vim. He said.
Now Onky's got the right attitude here. Onky has said the absolute top comment. Wine can really help out at times. Yes, it can. And I've just opened my second bottle. Thank you very much.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I really can't find myself going into anything other than Vim for anything. Yeah.
I really can't either.
Yeah.
Vim does everything and more that anybody could ever want. And it's so easy to use. You just got to get over the mindset that it's not a text editor, because it really is. Just it doesn't automatically put you in insert mode.
Yeah. I tried to edit a file with Nano the other day, and I found myself, using Vim escape keys, and it was
you know what?
It was not good.
I was using Mobius the other day to do some drawing of some ANSI. And I tried to quit it by doing :WQ. That was crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, the muscle memory of your brain.
Meat don't pass out on your keyboard. Why would I pass out? I'm not going to pass out, Cosmo.
I think he's referring to the wine.
Yeah, not enough wine yet.
Awesome. Look, so I think I will probably should I conclude the stream at this point, since we've been over an hour yet.
It's up to you if you want to.
What's the chat's thoughts? Shall we conclude the stream for this one, and I can run another I don't know why I keep saying theme. Shall I run another stream on part 6?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, that was really good. I really enjoyed having the MRC, the people on YouTube chatting and all coming together, and the Google Meet with the three of us on it. I think it works really cool. It's going strong. Keep it going, says Death Row. Okay. 12 of us viewing.
I'm happy to chat until I fall asleep in the chair. Do you know what I mean? That won't be for a while yet.
Go large or go home, meat.
Mm-hmm.
I use Stone. I also use Stone Old Macromedia Fireworks via Wine because GIMP sucks so much. Macromedia Fireworks.
I gotta be honest. I've not been able to get into GIMP, so I kind of agree with that statement.
Yeah, I find it very, very difficult to use GIMP actually. I do have GIMP on my Windows machine because I'm too cheap to pay for anything else.
What? You've got a Windows machine and you run GIMP on Windows?
Man. Yeah.
What? Oh.
A lot of the software I've got.
I don't know how easy it is now, but when I used to run Windows back in 2007, 2008, I had Photoshop 6, maybe even Photoshop, whatever the CS, whatever it was called, the first CES version. And it was so easy to crack that, to make it work without paying for it. Like, so easy. Can't believe anyone ever did
Allegedly.
Yeah, exactly. Allegedly.
Not that I'd ever try.
Look, this is how much of a noob I am these days, right? Like back in the day, not as much of a noob, but these days, you know, if I was going to get some cracked software, I would probably go on some torrent site or something like that, download it, and it'd be filled with malware, and it would just start calling some place somewhere in the world, and all my C drive would be all over it. So
I've got to say though, when it comes to finding cracked software or wanting to find cracked software, isn't it strange how it's only Windows, occasionally Mac?
Yep.
Never ever get anything with Linux because Linux just knows how to do things correctly. I mean, Linux doesn't have anything really that's like you have to pay for.
Yeah, well, that's it. There's a big proponent of the fact that, you know, most of the software you don't have to pay for with Linux. So, I mean, the stuff that you do pay for, I mean, there are cracks out there for some of it, but not very much of it. And there isn't that many pieces of software you have to pay for anyway. Yeah, but I have noticed that. Yeah, most of the time, the stuff that's got cracks for it, it's it's Windows software. Mac software seems to be hit and miss as well.
Yeah, I think the last thing that I saw that I was kind of interested in maybe using, you know, potentially, was something like what was that virtual machine thing for Mac called, where you could run Windows stuff in Mac?
Bootcamp.
Parallels.
Parallels, that was it.
Parallels.
And that's got to have been 2008, 2009.
A while ago,
maybe
yeah.
2010. A while ago. But I think that was the last thing I ever tried to think about needing to not pay for but use.
Yeah.
Maybe, potentially.
You know, I guess I probably have some people that would be the right people to talk to, nudge nudge, on this channel, who know where the cracked software comes from, and would know what's in the crack, if anything.
I mean, the Photoshop crack was super easy. I'm not going to go into all the details, but it was literally just a quick hex edit and change a couple of bits of text, and that was it, and it worked. It just kind of did the equivalent of a buffer overflow, made some memory, made some things right to the wrong bit of memory, and it just completely forgot that it was trying to need a key.
I think you can actually you can download some very old versions of Photoshop from Adobe's website. Like, and it probably does.
I did that with.
Probably does what you need.
Right, I think I did that with Photoshop. Wasn't Dreamweaver part of the same suite?
Macromedia did Dreamweaver.
Or was that Macromedia?
Yeah.
Oh, Macromedia, yeah. I always get them two mixed up. But there was another one like Photoshop but with Macromedia that could do the same thing as well, and that the crack was easy on that one as well. Apparently.
Yes, apparently. Yeah, I would never know. Paul Hughes says he really enjoyed today. Thanks. I really enjoyed you coming along, Paul Hughes. It sounds very, when you say Paul Hughes, it sounds very professional sounding. It's quite a professional sounding name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Paul.
Well, you know, he always wears a shirt as well, so he's very a professional kind of guy.
Well, you can see my thumbnail here on the Google Meet, right?
Yeah.
It's me and
that was a properly management kind of photograph.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, unfortunately, it
Marketing.
is. Well, it's for work purposes, right? So yeah, sellout that I am. Adobe bought Macromedia's Dreamweaver, Fireworks, etc. I did not know that. But that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, Fireworks was the program I was thinking of, which was like, in a very loose kind of way, the Adobe Photoshop version of the Macromedia suite. But
and was
it's
that
not really, but it kind of is.
That was like Flash, wasn't it?
Well, no, Fireworks was the graphic, like the static graphic thing that Photoshop was, I believe, and you could take an image and you could splice it up into different parts to make a static HTML page using images that you'd spliced with Fireworks. Thank God no one showed their faces, says Streaming Apps Resource, aka Cosmo.
Yeah, this is just an illusion.
Yeah. I mean, the icon that I have for my face is actually what I use for work as well, and that is actually what I look like.
Yeah. Apart from the people that
Just
saw you on part one.
Now.
Yeah,
Less a bit of hair now.
I haven't seen you sans all the hair. You know that? Because the last time I actually saw you...
You haven't seen me without hair?
No, because I saw it... The last time I saw you was probably, like, on the video. It was on part one.
Well, so when I had properly long hair. I mean, my hair was long then. You didn't really see how long it was, but I could sit on my hair then.
Shit.
That's how long it was.
That's long.
And now I have not even 5 mil of it all over.
5 mil? That's like Al territory.
I've not shaved it for like a week.
Yeah, that's solar panel territory, mate. I
have got a beard now, or still, but more of it now.
I think I failed there. I've got a bit there at the back that I need to go revisit. I do it in the shower with a razor, and it's yeah, I missed a bit definitely there. Whoops. It's behind my ear. Fortunately, I don't think anybody can see it on camera. Like, gotta let the freak flag fly once in a while. Paul says that he's heard good things about the new Apple M1 emulation. I don't know what this has got to do with anything.
So that's the ARM stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, I have too. So I was watching Cold Fusion's video, and I've tuned out a lot of things from Apple. I just kind of lost interest in Apple. I was a bit of a fanboy at some point, but I think around the time when Apple started really sort of stupidifying all the products, I kind of...
About the time when you started to use Windows, right?
You're cruising for a bruising. If there were flights going to London right now, mate, I'd be...
When you're big enough, Sprout.
I'd be right on that first flight to get to you. No, so yeah, but I heard really, really good things about this M1 stuff. The optimization in the machine code somewhere sounds insane. So it's actually there's demos out there of the Intel-based applications running better than they did on the current generation Intel in the emulation.
That's crazy.
It's mental. So Yeah, yeah. So it has a promising future. But I mean, we all knew. We all knew. I've got so many ideas for videos. By the way, these are my ideas. These things. They're all ideas for videos, which I haven't done. But one of them is all about like kind of the history of ARM and Risk, and you know why we haven't managed to get there yet, and we're just about. I think the tipping point. I think Intel's days are pretty much numbered now.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy to think that you can, you know, even just run like x86 stuff on the ARM processors almost flawlessly.
Yeah, yeah. Mark there's got a very good point. It says Microsoft is afraid of Apple. Windows 11 looks like Mac OS. It does. It really does.
It really does.
I think
it's very Mac OS like.
Yeah, I think if Microsoft can get onto this bandwagon as well, the ARM, the M1 kind of stuff, they can get onto it, then it's probably not a bad thing for them.
I don't think it's going to be too long before operating systems, as they seem to be at the moment, are going to be a thing of the past anyway, and it will be just some hardware platform to run some software on, and the operating system will be almost invisible to the user.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess most people these days don't really think about their operating system. If they're a mum and pop kind of user, you know, you don't really think about Windows or Linux or Mac. You just.
I don't even think most youths think about OSs. I think it's just our generation and a bit in between, a bit either side of it that might think about it. I know, like my kids, they haven't got a clue about operating systems. It's just like they turn their computer on and they run their programs. They don't really know what drives it.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, that probably is the way it should be, I guess. You shouldn't really have to worry too much about the operating system. And I was watching, I've got a video idea for Gary Kildall as well, the guy who ran Digital Research. You know about him? And I mean, if he was still alive today and he managed to get the deal instead of Bill Gates with IBM, then, you know, all of his things would have been realized by now. And APIs, he was the instigator of APIs, to be honest with you. He abstracted CPM so that it was like basically invisible. The machine, the hardware was invisible from the software, the application. So the operating system was the API that talked both ways in the middle, and it allowed it to work on things like the Z80, but also I think 6502 based hardware as well. So it didn't really matter what hardware you had. It was, you know, pretty much a cross-platform kind of operating system, and that was like a really new concept. That was his concept, and that was late 70s, I think, that he made that. And we went backwards in some respects for many years when we were doing MS-DOS and Windows and all the rest, and we've only kind of just got back now. Cyber Alias says IBM makes mainframes with Linux. Yes, it does. Are you poking the bear, Cosmo? Getting DJ Etrabine to answer whether he's got snake or spider venom?
He does love his spider venom. He's actually on a Robocop at the moment. Robocop syrup.
Robocop syrup.
Robocop. Robocough. That's what he says. Robocop syrup.
He had an interesting nasal spray the other day as well. I noticed that he had
was that the Coke-based spray?
Yes, an active ingredient, shall we call it? Yeah, and he was going to try and sell it to politicians, I think.
Definitely got some ideas.
Yeah, plenty of ideas.
I don't know if they're really good ideas or not, but I'm not qualified enough to make that assessment.
Cyber Alias says Robocop need to validate that domain.
Yeah. Quick, namecheap.com.
It's in Texas. Of course it's in Texas. Everything important's in Texas.
Right.
Oh. Death Row says he bought an iPhone last week.
Really? Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at that a little, perhaps, Death Row. Maybe you can tell us why you bought an iPhone, why particular. I kind of think about iPhones and I think, why would I get one these days? Like, I just can't imagine myself ever going back to Apple, because
get one?
every.
Let's be honest.
Sorry? Why would anyone?
Why would anyone get one? Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, I guess for some people it's simple, and I guess if you're sold on the marketing, it's you know, and you buy everything Apple, the world is great. If you've got an Apple TV and an Apple Mac and then, you know, all the rest, it just all works. But the moment you try and do something outside of that, it's just trouble time, right?
He said really good video recording. Does the Apple iPhone have a really good video recording?
It's got a very good camera, but I mean, so have many of the phones, the top phones at the moment. This is the OnePlus 8 T, and this has got an exceptional camera on it. And the Samsung, the latest Samsungs, the S21, they've all got really, really good cameras as well. So I mean,
My phone
splitting hairs, to be honest. What's that?
My phone, it doesn't have that bad a camera.
What is it?
I mean, it's like OnePlus 6T.
Yeah. So I had the OnePlus 6, and that phone is like 2017, something like that, and it's still. I mean, like, I still look at the photos that I've got from that, and I go, you know, they were really good. You know, there's a few situations where the light wasn't great that probably, you know, a more modern sensor would have been able to deal with better. But you know, and I've still to really take this one out. This is brand new for me. I've still to get it, you know, take it out on its paces. But the camera seems to be better, which it should be because it's new. But you know, just but the quality of the cameras in phones these days is just absolutely insane. You know, it's getting very, very close to SLR.
You go back to like 2002, 2003, 2004, whatever. You know, I had a Kodak DC210 which had a 1 megapixel camera. And nowadays, phones, what you don't even think about an actual camera, they've got like 20, 30 megapixel cameras in them.
Yeah, I think it's got to the point where it's not important about the number of megapixels in them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't really take photographs with my phone, to be fair. My phone is used for pretty much hosting a BBS, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't think there's that many people out there that are hosting BBSs on their phones.
No, that's true. I think I'm probably one of the only ones, if not the only one. But it's there. People can connect to it if they want to.
Do you have many users on it?
Do you know what? I could tell you if I logged into it enough to find out. I don't often log into it.
The fact that you're not logging into your own BBS is probably not a good.
Well, I've got 3 BBSs, and the main one I log into all the time. Yeah, I've got the Dyslexic Donkey as well.
I did not know that you had a BBS called the Dyslexic Donkey.
Did you not? It's running Enigma.
Well, that's you learn something new every day.
You can get to it by using port 1337 on dydo or dido.erb.pw. But it is literally just a basic Enigma BBS, but it's got a couple of message networks as well. Yeah,
I ran a Enigma BBS for about 5 minutes, but I think it was at the point where I was like, everybody runs Mystic, and I'll get more help from Mystic, so I'll just do that. That's kind of what happened there.
I mean, Mystic's great, don't get me wrong. I love Mystic, and I think it's probably one of the best, if not up there with the best BBS server softwares you can get. It's just so forgiving for sysops not needing to know too much to set one up. You can literally set one up in 5 seconds and it works. You haven't got to do any faffing about. You can just install it and it's working. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love that about Mystic, but it's also very powerful and it can do so much that, you know, lots of people know that it can do loads of stuff, but there's stuff in there that people might not think about. You know, there's stuff that I don't know that it can do, but I know it can do it. You know, if you look at like other people's boards, I looked at Hypernode earlier, Max Mouse's board, and he's doing stuff on there which I completely didn't think that you could do. And I thought, wow, that's just awesome. And it's really simple stuff, but it's stuff that I overlooked, and you can do that in Mystic. I'm guessing you can do that in others as well, but I just think it's subtle stuff for a user, but it's stuff that makes a lot of sense. Do you know what I mean? So the thing that I was talking about was when you go to his menus, there's just every now and again something will animate in the menu, and I think that's really kind of neat. It's not a static menu; it's doing stuff even behind the scenes, kind of thing, and you can see it animating all the time. And I like that.
Yeah, Death Row's a big fan there of PC board. He's saying.
PC board is cool. I think that was probably my first PC version of a bulletin board that I was ever experienced to. Back in the day.
I used to run remote access. Mystic and Synchro seem to be the best, says Mark. I was familiar with Major BBS and World Group back in the day. Yeah. There's a lot of different software these days that you can choose from. Question is, can you be elite with running a mainstream BBS system? Well, I mean, watching today's episode, being elite board is all about the connections you have and the files you share, and so we had a definition of elite board. So I guess if we're taking his answer, then I would say yes, you can run an elite board whilst running a mainstream BBS system.
It's not about the software that's serving the stuff. It's about the stuff that you're serving.
Yeah.
That's what makes it elite, and how quickly you can get that stuff.
So I don't know if you agree with that statement, Mindsurfer, but I think that's the consensus thus far. Maybe. So anyway, whilst we're on that topic of the documentary, the next part is part 6. I cannot believe that we've got 6 parts and it's going to be a 7-part documentary. It just blows my mind, and that I've been doing this since April of 2020. But part 6 is going to be on the demo scene and mod scene. Now, I've got Trickster. I've got an interview with him, which is brilliant. So I don't know if you guys know Trickster. But if you know of any other people that you think that would be a good interview, then please let me know and I will reach out to them. Just send me their details. But I had a really good interview with Trickster, so I'm really looking forward to that. I can't wait to start. I'm going to start downloading a whole bunch of demos, Future Crew and stuff like that, and start putting them all together for the VT for part 6. I'll give myself a week or 2 off, I think. It was just constant editing there for a while. If you notice, Dan, the video of Dan, I don't know if you do watch it back, you'll see that the clock on his PC goes from like 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 and then back about 40 times throughout the video, just from the sheer amount of editing that I was getting up to, and that was a lot of editing. The MRC chat has turned into A very, very strange place indeed.
That's because he's a DJ over there trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta love him.
Alien is a very good graphics artist in the scene. I have so part 7, part 7, the last part is on the ANSI graphics scene, and I have a whole bunch of interviews already recorded for that, which I'm super pleased with. I've actually got way too much content, so far too many interviews for a 45-minute to an hour long episode. So it is going to be absolutely killer to get that down into some sort of reasonable size. So I'm not looking forward to doing all that editing. Because as well, I almost feel sorry to the people who I've interviewed because they say some wonderful things, and I don't actually like cutting it down as well because I feel like the things they say are valuable as well. That was a very difficult interview there. Both you, Death Row, and also Dan, cutting them down. Just found it very, very difficult to cut a lot of the content around. It was mostly about munging it into a way that it made a cohesive sense. But here's some of the interviews. So Jim Leonard, there's Trickster, Rob Swindell, Vigard. Who else have I got? Ivan Sergerik, AVG. There we go. Mel Farr. Yes, it does take a while to edit video, a long while. So yeah, quite a lot of that. Amir Donenfeld. Yeah, all of those. They're all just the ANSI one. So that's the demo scene there. But this one
You've got Ivan on there.
Yep. I knew I recognised the name. So those 5. What's that?
Just the folder, the one that's got the tick on it, above it. Christopher.
Yeah, this guy. Oh, he's an asshole.
Idiot. You call him Christopher.
Oh! Christopher. Interesting.
What kind of plum that is that?
Oh, isn't it nice? I don't know. When did I do that? Look at that. Look at the date on it. That was the 6th.
February.
The 6th. No, the 6th of
6th of June.
June, yeah. I don't know what the February date is.
You're both the time. 11:02.
Yeah, that'll be the time, yeah. There you go. You happy with that now?
Yes, that would be exactly right, because we had the interview, for me, it was like just after midnight, just after a rave train.
Just after a wet dream, did you say?
After a gravy train.
It did sound like that. Like,
I can never work out if you're 11 or 13 or somewhere.
Well, it changes, right? So you get
there you go.
Summer time, and then you get New Zealand daylight current purpose.
You can see the hair.
Well, my purpose of BBSing, I guess, I've got several little avenues that I spend my time or invest my time. That's a really tricky question, especially because
I could watch them all over again. It's been a long time since I've watched all those ones. I should watch them all.
But the hair is there as well.
Ah. Let's see. I can't believe we still got 12 people on the stream. It's impressive. Hey,
Must be talking about interesting stuff.
For somebody, I guess. Dallas Vincent, greetings.
For 13 people.
Hi, another great episode, he says. Thanks very much for that, Dallas. I appreciate that. Crimson says he's going to get coding. He says he wanted to pop in and see what's popping because he's had a bad stomach because of rice and refried beans. That sounds like a campfire conversation.
Nice. I like refried beans. They're quite cool.
Yeah, they are, but they're not good for the gas, I don't think.
Beans in general are they?
No. There used to be this huge big campaign sign that said Heinz means beans up in Edinburgh, and somebody went up with a big paint bucket. It was on a billboard, and somebody went up with a paint bucket and just wrote farts over Heinz means farts.
Beans means farts. Yeah, but it's not as bad as Brussels sprouts. That's the worst.
Did they give you gas?
Wait, what?
Brussels sprouts? I didn't know that. I did not know that. Dallas can't wait for the tracker episodes. One of my boards is just for music and such. Then, Dallas, I think that you've just volunteered yourself for an interview for one of the upcoming episodes. How would you like to be in one of the...
Have you interviewed Onky, by any chance?
No, and I don't know if you heard Onky's mod was in the end of the episode there, and yes. I would love Onky to come on. So maybe if you can coerce him into doing it, that would be great.
Oh, I'll try and coerce him for sure.
Yeah,
Onky has very graciously let me put every single track of his, as far as I know, every single track of his that he's ever made on Quantum Radio.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Hugo, if I'm reading this right in the comments, Hugo, who's watching the stream, is Spidey. And I know that Death Row was talking about Spidey on our little chat earlier on, and Spidey, I think, was for one of the it was one of the cracking groups. So nice to have you with us, Hugo. I know that I was watching the Razor 1911 little thing that I had, and Spidey was mentioned in person on the Razor 1911 thing. So I'm just trying to find this. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud at the moment. Here we go. Let's see if I can find a bit with Spidey in it. Our friends.
Oh crap. I've just emptied the second bottle.
Death Row says Spidey's in food.
He's in food. F off and die.
Nice.
There we go. I think this bit here. Fishy, snake eyes. I'm not sure. It might be snake eyes. I don't know if the Spidey was mentioned. Did I get it wrong? Yeah. Damn, I thought Spidey was mentioned in that particular one. But anyway, thanks for joining us. So what have you been drawing, Spidey? He's been drawing something. I'm not sure what he's been drawing. Find out. Yeah, so anybody who's interested in talking to me about the demo scene or the mod music scene, particularly, I'd love to hear from you.
I think you owe it to us now to get a purple motion on it, to be fair.
Now that would be cool.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, all Skaven, but purple motion and Skaven together would just like the pièce de résistance.
Yeah, well, I mean, I should just do what I did. I mean, with Ken Williams, right? Ken Williams, obviously, he was a big name back in the day, and he's a billionaire. And I searched for. I mean, this is how cheeky it was. I searched for him on Facebook, found the guy, and I was like, oh. And I went on to Facebook Messenger, and I was like, "Hey Ken, how's it going?" That's literally how I got an interview with him. I totally blagged it. So
isn't he like the sixth richest person on Earth or something?
He's pretty rich. He's very modest. But yeah, he does. He was cool. He was very, very easy to talk to for a guy who's worth all his billions or whatever he's got.
Yeah.
I don't think he really discusses just how much money he's got and how much he sold Sierra for, but I'm pretty sure he sold it for a damn large amount of money.
Right on. You've managed to get hold of a couple of, high-earning people.
Yeah, it's funny. You just get lucky, I guess. So yeah, I mean, if anybody knows any details for Purple Motion and our Skaven, yeah, that would be cool. Wonder if I could go into what happens if I just look on Facebook for
Oh man, if you do that and you get hold of them, that's just insane.
Right, so I'm just going to type in Purple Motion first of all. And then I'm going to do, his real name was Johnny Valtonen, I think. Here we go. Oh, he put something up there in 2020. So he's still doing music.
Yeah, he's on Spotify. I listen to some of his stuff on Spotify quite regularly.
I'm going to send him a message. Shall I send him a message?
Do it. Yeah, do it.
What was it, Johnny? Is it like that? Jonne. Yeah.
And then Valtonen is Valtonen. Actually, I could just paste that in chat, couldn't I? Just to be. Yeah. Just like that.
Guns and dope.
John Valtonen. He's Finnish.
Yes. I'm just saying, my name's Alistair, and I'm behind Back to the BBS documentary. My next episode is on demo scene and
mod scene and
tracker.
And tracker music, yeah. I mean, he should be all over that, because that's literally everything he's ever done, isn't it? Demo scene, tracker music, mods.
Yeah. I'm just going to say you can check it out on YouTube, just in case he's not familiar with it. Which, of course, you know, everybody in the world is familiar with Back to the BBS, right? So,
of course. I mean, who wouldn't be?
Yeah, it is essential viewing, right?
Yeah.
So far, yeah, the essential viewing has had 83 views.
Nice.
Well, I guess it's good enough. Right. There we go. So that's what I've said. I've said, "Hi, my name is Alistair, and I've been behind Back to the BBS documentary series. My next episode is on the demo scene mod tracker. And I was wondering if you'd be interested in doing an interview for it. If you're not familiar with the series so far, you can check it out on YouTube." There we go.
That's perfect.
There we go. All right. I think that's probably a wrap for today then. So
Facebook Messenger for the win.
Facebook Messenger. I know. Who would have thought? Damn social networks.
That is like everything, isn't it? Facebook Messenger.
I hate it. I wish everybody was on a MRC.
Amen to that.
Back to the BBS, holding your interest like a Holden. I've seen a lot of Holdens written off. Seen them down the side of roads. Not holding the road so well. All right, well, I think I will call call it a day on the stream at this point. But
Yeah, sounds good.
yeah, it has been fantastic. Lots of fun. We've got 14, 15 viewers on the stream at the moment. Anyway, so I feel sorry for ending it on you guys, but I think it's been 2 hours now. So I will bid you all adieu. Thank you so much to everybody for watching Back to the BBS today. I really have a lot of fun. It's like a little popcorn party with everybody all watching across the world. So it's a lot of fun when everybody gets involved and watches at the same time. So really do appreciate the participation and you sharing the video about and so forth. So yeah, great fun, great time, and I will see you all again real soon. See you all.
Thanks, Al.
Cheers.
Cheers, Al.